Hi friends, I'm Jess and welcome to the Hexed Library, where I post reading, writing, book, and planning related content a couple of times a week. Today is going to be every book on my physical TBR shelf, which is right here. Besties, I may look a hot mess today, but this shelf also looks a hot mess today and every day. And there's no point in organizing it until I pull every book off and tell you what it is. So let's just do that together today. This is not the best angle, not the best backdrop, but this is what we have to work with. So this is what we're working with. If you have not seen my office set up before, this is just a 5-shelf bookcase that stands by itself. I have books on the top, second, and third shelves that are my TBR shelf. Below that are cookbooks and then other random things in the bottom. I keep my physical TBR separate from my read books. So we're just going to go through all of these. I'm going to pull them off the shelf as I go. We're going to count a number somewhere on this screen, and they're going to be in a giant pile over here, and then at some point I will reorganize them into some semblance of a mess. As most others do, I will be asking you, let me know if there's books on here that you would like me to prioritize as content that you would like a review for, whether because you think I'll hate it or I'll love it sometime this year, with the exception of anything that I mentioned that I will be reading for other things, which I think is only the Sarah J. Maas books, but I may think of something else as it sparks in my brain as I'm going through the list. And that's just because I don't need you to tell me to read it, because I'm for sure reading it. Okay, I'm going to start somewhere. Sir Callie and the Champions of Helston by Esme Sims Smith. Tiny Shivers by Laura Nettles. Hammered and Tricked by Kevin Hearn. Craven Manor and Ghost Camera by Darcy Coates. The Grays of Truths by Sharon Burtz. Slewfoot by Brahm. Society of Lies by Lauren Ling Brown. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. Books 1 through twin. Books 1 through 10 in the Twitches series, which are The Power of Two, Building a Mystery, Seeing is Deceiving, Dead Wrong, Don't Think Twice, Double Jeopardy, Kindred Spirits, The Witch Hunters, Split Decision, and Destiny's Twins, and these are by H.B. Gilmore and Randy Riesfield. 4 books in the Unwind dystology by Neil Schusterman. Unwind, Unholy, Unsold, Undivided, and Unbound. These next 5 are technically read, but I haven't read them in a really long time, and so I want to reread them. They are the Wicked series by Nancy Holder and Debbie V. Gay, which are Witch and Curse, which is 2 books. Legacy and Spellbound, also 2 books. And the 5th book is Resurrection. It spells zombie, book 22 in the Creepover series by PJ Knight. We've got some Chicagoland vampire novels by Chloe Neal here for you. Friday Night Bites, Twice Bitten, Hard Bitten, Drink Deep, Biting Cold, House Rules, and Blade Bound. The 15 books of the Circle of Three series by Isabel Bird. So Mote It Be, Merry Meet, Second Sight, What the Cards Said, In the Dreaming, Ring of Light, Blue Moon, The Five Paths, Through the Veil, Making the Saint, The House of Winter, Written in the Stars, And It Harm None, The Challenge Box, and Initiation. Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. Someone in the Attic by Andrea Mara. Books 6 through 15 in the Sweep series by Kate Tiernan. Blood Witch, The Calling, Changeling, Strive, Seeker, Origins, Eclipse, Reckoning, Full Circle, and Night's Child. I have a stack of Sandersons here. Warbreaker, The Alloy of Law, Shadows of Self, The Bands of Mourning, The Lost Metal, and technically Arcanum Unbounded, which is a collection of short stories, some of which I have read, some of which I have not. I've been reading through them as I get to them. I've been reading through them in the recommended order of the Cosmere. Timekeeper and Chainbreaker by Tara Sam. The Severed and the Hunted by Becca C. Smith, because I buy my friends' books and don't read them. Speaking of buying my friends' books and not reading them. Removable Echo by Anne Sophie. Revelry in the Dark by M.G. Ellison. This is why reading books with my eyeballs is a goal for this year, because probably 80% of the books I just told you do not have audiobooks. Speaking of books that don't have audiobooks, Title and Elegy by Amanda Hawking. For Never and Always by Helena Greer. Her Good Side by Rebecca Weatherspoon. Everything All at Once by Katrina Leno. The Lost and Found, also by Katrina Leno. Also, neither of those have audiobooks. Vessel, Love and Dark, Book 1 by Becca C. Smith and Hannah McCord. Edie in Between by Laura Simpson. Wild is the Witch and Bring Me Your Midnight by Rachel Griffin. The Haunted Cave by Christopher Pike. Not a Drop to Drink, In a Handful of Dust. The Last Laugh, The Initial Insult, all by Mindy McGinnis. Slayers Volume 1 of the Light Novel Collector's Edition. Volumes 17, 18, and 19 of which Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. Screams from the Dark, an anthology of short horror stories. Sing Our Bones Eternal by Casey Rayburn. Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. All Systems Read by Martha Wells. The Assassin Game by Christine McKay. Also one that I've kind of sort of read. Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I read apparently the abridged version of this earlier in the year, so I bought the actual full-length version to read. Another Darcy Coates that snuck past me, Where He Can't Find You. Suburban Hell by Maureen Kilmer. Our Last Echoes by Kate Alice Marshall. Nothing More to Tell by Karen M. McManus. These will all look familiar to you because I've hauled them recently. One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. Witches Get Stuff Done by Molly Harper. Happy Place by Emily Henry. House of Last Resort by Christopher Golden. The Serpents and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Christina Comes Out of Her Shell by Abby Waxman. A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. Rise and Divine by Lana Harper. The Wedding Witch by Erin Sterling. Don't Let the Forest End by C.G. Drews. The Chosen, The Challenger, and The Champion, all by Taryn Mathrew. The Good Samaritan by John Mars. Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida Abike Ayamide. Chain of Thorns by Cassie Clare. Technically The Dragon Reborn by Robert Jordan, but I have taken a pause on the Wheel of Time, so it is here, it is unread. Will I read it this year? Couldn't tell you. Never Whistle at Night, an Indigenous dark fiction anthology. The Coven by Harper L. Woods. Horror Movie by Paul Tremblay. Magic's Pawn, Magic's Promise, and Magic's Price by Mercedes Lackey. Vow of Thieves and Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. This is a bind-up of My Brother's Husband. I don't know how many volumes there actually are in here. I don't know if it's 3. I think it's a complete collection. I just don't know how many are in the collection. The Fragile Threads of Power by B.E. Schwab. Incendiary by Zoraida Cordova. Destiny of the Dead by Kel Cade. Babel by R.F. Kuang, which I have a soft plan to buddy read, I think in February. Maybe? Question mark? At some point. Arch Enemies and Supernova by Marissa Meyer. And then my chunky babies. A Court of Silver Flames. Tower of Dawn. Why are these books so big? And Empire of Storms. And Kingdom of Ash. All by Sarah J. Maas. These I will be reading with the Mass Effect read-along, so these are already on the books and will be read at the appropriate time. That's it, y'all. That is every unread book in my house. I don't know how many it was. Somewhere on the screen there will be a number for you. As I said, let me know down below if there is a book or a series that you would like me to prioritize as content for the year. I don't know when I'll actually get to anything, but it's fun to try. I have a lot of books that need to be read physically, and I've not been doing much physical reading the past couple of years, so that is definitely on my list of goals for the year. Like I said, the first, I don't know, 40 or 50 books that I read off to you, I don't have audiobooks for. So not just that I don't have them, but they don't exist. So they have to be read physically with my eyeballs, and I don't do that very often because the eye strain causes me to have migraines. But I'm gonna see what I can do this year because I need to read these books. If you have a video like this on your channel, let me know. I would love to go check it out, see what's on your list. If you have something on here that you would like to buddy read that you don't think you're going to get to unless somebody forces you to read it, hit me up. Maybe we can buddy read together. Maybe we can slot it into our schedules. If you made it this far in the video, leave me a ghost emoji because this TBR may possibly be the death of me. That is all I have for today. If you don't want to miss anything else going on in the library, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell down below. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye! This is kind of how things ended up. And when I tell you the amount of faith I have in myself, where I was like, I only need to see this much of those. I can figure out what's back there, sure. And then covering up all of those and going, I just need to see the top of that. That'll be fine. Or I can cover up those except for that part. That's fine. And then I know what is back there. Fuck if I know. But everything is on the shelf. So hopefully we'll knock I've got a couple of big ones at the beginning. I will be reading Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms, January, February. So that should get rid of some of it. But I mean, I'm going to have to read some of these soon, because this is a mess. Yikes.